Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be back after like 2 years, a year and a half, something along those lines, but I am finally back and today's video is going to be a story time about my struggles that I faced in school in Mexico. So, okay, I'll just give you guys a backstory. My mom decided that she wanted to move to Mexico because that is her birth country and she loves it to this day. So she decided to basically like ruin our lives, mine and my brother's, and move us to Mexico. When I say ruin our lives, that's what I thought as a 15-year-old. I was like, my life is ruined. And it actually ended up being such an exciting and fun year, and it taught me to love my culture and the country where I come from, even though I wasn't born there. Moving there really taught me a lot. But basically, let's get on with this video. Okay, so let's see. I was 15 years old, I was a sophomore, and I ended up moving to Mexico in mid-September. And then actually being in the school system was so confusing to me the first like week or two. And keep in mind that I am 22 years old now. I was 15 years old back then, so I don't remember a lot. So from what I recall, when I entered like the classroom, they were already like in class. Like I ended up showing up late, I think. And it was during chemistry class. I still remember that because the chemistry professor was like my favorite teacher, and now I hate chemistry. But at that time, he was my fave teacher. And basically, I was really shy and I didn't know what to do. So like I walked into class and this lady took me in there and was like, "Atención, esta es la nueva alumna." And she like introduced me and she was like, "Viene de Estados Unidos." And I was just like, hi, you know, like I was just up there in the front of the class, like I don't know what to do, and everybody was just like, okay, you know, like okay. And I remember like the chemistry teacher, he was like, "Siéntate en la butaca," and I was like, what is a butaca? Like I don't know what a butaca is. And that's the kind of like things that would get to me, and like when I moved over there and going to school there, that I wasn't used to like this formal language, and that I don't even think that's formal, but a butaca is a desk, and what I would call it was like an escritorio. So it's just like different words, like they just use different wording that is so confusing. At least was confusing to me. And another thing that happened that I'm always like, what? It was my first day of classes. So as soon as like that chemistry class ended, the professor just got up and left. So basically in Mexico, how it works is that you have a group and you're with the same group of students all day long, and the teachers are the ones who come to you. You don't move classrooms how you move from period to period here. Your science teacher will come, then he'll leave, then your math teacher will come. So they did let me know that. They said, you know, your teachers are going to come in, and this is the group of students that you're always going to be with. This is going to be your classroom always. So just walk in here and you're going to be here all day until they release you. When the professor ended up like lecturing, he ended up leaving, our chemistry teacher, and everybody got up from their desk and went outside, and we were like on the second like story of the building and like the second floor of the school, and so everybody was like just in the balcony. Some people were leaving. Like I was so confused, and then everybody just started rushing back in. So I was like, oh, and like some had chips with them and stuff, and so I was just like, I don't know what just happened. Everybody walked in, and then I think the history teacher came in, and I was just like, what just happened? So in my head I was like, okay, I guess we have a little break while the teacher leaves and the new teacher walks in, and at that time people can go and get chips or go stretch to the balcony. So that's just what my brain thought. I put two and two together. So the teacher lectured on, like she introduced herself to me, and she ended up leaving, and the next teacher was going to come. And I was like, I guess everybody leaves during this time. So I got up from my desk and from my butaca. And I went outside and I noticed that people were going like down to get chips to a little store. And so I was like, I had no friends, nobody was talking to me because I thought I didn't speak Spanish, and I was like silent, so that just made it seem like I didn't speak Spanish even more. But I was just really shy, so I just like followed these girls, like this group of girls, to like where I was like, I'm gonna follow somebody because they're bound to be going to like the store. So I ended up like following them, and yeah, they ended up getting to a little store inside of the school. So I was like, yes. And I grabbed some Doritos, and I still remember that they were purple Doritos, and I paid for it, and I just stayed there chilling, like eating my chips. And then I was like, I should probably head back to class. And when I was going up the stairs, I noticed, like, I could see that nobody was outside anymore, and I was like, crap, I am late to class, how embarrassing. I get there and like the door is open. It was like an aluminum door to enter the classroom, but it was wide open, and I saw that there was a new teacher sitting there, like a different teacher. And I saw that like everybody was sitting down, so I ended up just walking in, and as soon as I walked in, everybody gasped. Everybody was like, oh! And I was like, what is going on? And I just remember everybody gasping and the teacher saying, la, la, la. Like, I don't even remember what the teacher was saying, but I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm just trying to sit down, like, I'm sorry that I'm late. And he was like, fuera, and that means out. And I was just like, like, I don't know what just happened. So I was like, okay. So I went back, and then like I was just at the door, everybody was staring, and the teacher was like just staring at me, and I was like, what did I do wrong? Like, do I need to go get a tardy slip? Like, what do I need to do? And I remember there was like a guy sitting right by the door, and he was like, toca y pide permiso para entrar. And I was like, I have to ask permission to enter the classroom? Like, in America, or at least in California and in my high school, even if you were late, like, you would just walk in and give the teacher your tardy slip, or anytime that like you were gonna enter a classroom, you didn't have to knock unless it was closed, and then you'd be like, why is it closed, let me in. But basically I was like, okay. So I was like, and I was like, I don't understand why I have to knock if he could literally see me. So I was like, knock, knock, knock. And then he was like, see? And I'm like, bruh, you know what I want, like, just let me in. But he was like, sí, and I was like, puedo pasar? And he was just like, sí, like, adelante. And I was just like, okay. And I went to sit down, and it was so embarrassing for me because everybody was staring. I was just like, what? Like, you... And then like somebody was like, yeah, like every time they were like, we try to rush in here before the teacher walks in, because even if class hasn't started yet, but if the teacher is already like inside of the classroom, you always have to ask permission to enter. And it's just a form of like respect to your elders, to your teachers. So it was just little things like that that would get to me. And then I ended up making friends, and I think it was like Diana maybe, or Isa. Like, I had made like two close friends, and I had gone to the store before in the school, and I would just call it La Tiendita, because every time that I would go to Mexico, they'd be like, oh, ve a la tienda, like La Tiendita. So I just called the school store La Tiendita. And I remember one time, like, I went outside and I asked someone, I was like, oh, like, ¿sabes dónde está mi amiga? Like, I had lost my friend. Like, I was like, where'd she go? And they were like, oh, sí, fue a la cooperativa. And I was just like, okay. And it was like during lunchtime, so like I was really trying to find her. So I was like, okay, like, how do I get to la cooperativa? So I was like, ¿qué es la cooperativa? And they were like, oh, how do you not know what la cooperativa is? They were like, la cooperativa, donde venden la comida? And I was all like, la tienda? And they're like, sí. So yeah, that's what they called the store. How was I supposed to know that? And it was like hard though, because like, even though they knew I wasn't from Mexico, like, people just expected me to know what they were talking about. And I was like, how am I supposed to know what a cooperativa is? How am I supposed to know what a butaca is? Like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know what that is. it was definitely rough, and I definitely like went through a lot during the first like week or two there, but then I definitely got established into the school and a lot of more fun things happened. But definitely there was a culture shock, and even though I spoke Spanish, the Spanish that they spoke in Mexico was completely different to what like my family spoke here in America. So it's definitely weird at times, but I got used to it, and I really ended up loving Mexico, and I fell in love with Mexico. It was definitely one of the best experiences that I've had in my life. So I'm really thankful for my mom for taking me there, even if it was just like a year, my sophomore year. Thank you guys so much for watching my whole video. If you guys stayed till the end, please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next Wednesday. Bye!